Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So today we've got a bit of strength work before going into a 9-minute AMRAP. So our strength work for today, you've got 5 rounds of 8 single leg Romanian deadlifts with whatever weight you've got. Okay, you can fill a water bottle, you can fill a rucksack, whatever you've got. After each round of that, so you do 8 on one leg, 8 on the other leg, then you go into 2 broad jumps, and I'll show you different scaling options that we can do for that when I get to it. So, first things first, our single leg Romanian deadlift. You're going to grab whatever weight you're going to use, and then we are balancing on one foot, soft bend in the knee, and then we hinge at the hip. Ideally getting as close as we can towards the floor, or as far as you can, keeping that straight-ish leg, okay? So 8 reps there. I want all that weight to be on one foot for the entire 8 reps, okay? So if you need a little tap in between, that's fine if you're struggling to balance, but don't rest, okay? Don't put that weight on that other foot. Keep that foot elevated. 8 reps of that before you move on to 8 reps on the other leg, okay? Then we go straight into 2 broad jumps. So our broad jump, we have almost a squat stance to begin with. We almost sort of squat down. We're going to use our arms to launch us forward and jump as far as you can. Now I know that some of you may be limited on space, so we've got a couple of options here. You can, if you want to work on that sort of explosivity and a bit of skill here, you can go from kneeling with feet on the floor behind you. See if I can do this, first time. Going from here to having my feet in a squat, okay? So your first option is this. You can do this into a squat jump as high as you can, okay? So that's your first option, if you are limited on space. Second option is just to do 2 squat jumps, but jumping as high as you can, okay? So really explosive. Squat down, jump up, open that hip, squeeze that bum, jump as high as you can, okay? Or 2 broad jumps. If you've got the space, go for it, okay? So 5 rounds of that. Then our AMRAP, our workout for today, is 9 minutes, so set a timer for 9 minutes. 18 toes to kettlebell or whatever you've got, followed by 16 single arm thrusters. So for our toes to kettlebell, grab your weight. It'll be behind your head. You'll be lying on the floor. Grab that weight. Legs as straight as you can. Squeeze those quads, point those toes, keep those feet together. And you're squeezing your abs in order to get your toes as close as you can. My sofa got in the way. As close as you can to that kettlebell, okay? Now I want this to be super purposeful. So this is going to transfer to our toes to bar when we're back on the rig. So I want you to really think about closing that gap between your thighs and your stomach. Really crunch as much as you can there, okay guys? Again, point those toes, keep it nice and gymnasty, as much tension through your legs as you can as well. You'll feel this in your hip flexors and through your abs. Excellent conditioning for our toes to bar. Then we've got 16 single arm thrusters. So again, whatever weight you've got, grab that single arm in that front rack position, get that nice solid squat stance, feel those feet on the floor, tripod foot, squeeze your bum, squat down, thrust up. And again, I want you to think of this as a 2-wave movement. We squat, we stand up, we squeeze that bum, and that's what launches that weight up into the air. So really get that full hip open at the top of that movement, okay guys? So it's 16 reps. So try and do 8 and 8, or break it up however you want, okay? But try and do even number on each side. I would recommend, unless you want one super big arm, that's fine. Okay, so that's your AMRAP, 9 minutes. So to get us nice and warm, before we start all this, I want you to do 5 burpees, 10 air squats, 15 good mornings for 2 rounds. So remember our burpee, chest to floor, clap above your head, 5 reps of that, into 10 air squats. Get that nice shoulder width stance. Feel your big toe, your little toe, your heel on the ground. Point those knees out. You should feel your glutes switch on. Squat down. If you want to put your hands up in the air in front of you, really help as well. Or if you've got a wall, you can use the wall for wall assisted, just to work on those mechanics, okay? Keeping those hands just away from the wall to keep your chest nice and upright. 10 reps of that, into 15 good mornings. So feet a little bit narrower, more of like a deadlift stance. And you're just gonna hinge at the hip. Soft bend in the knee, hinge back, squeeze up. Hinge and squeeze. Feel that stretch through the hamstrings. Feel those hamstrings switch on as well as your glutes. 2 rounds of that. That should get your heart rate up. I'm breathing already. Then we've got some hip rotations. I just want you to open the gate. 10 reps on each leg. And then after that, I want you to close the gate. 10 reps on each leg. Imagine that your hip socket, you're trying to paint that joint with that ball and socket joint, okay? Loads of rotation through that hip. Then if you've got something to balance on, that's excellent. Or if you want to get a bit more single leg practice, that's fine. We're just going to swing our legs back and forth, get a nice bit of movement back and forth through that leg as well. And this is working on our balance. Feel that stretch again. And just allow it to bounce, allow it to flow through, okay? Nice and easy, 10 reps on each leg of that. Then we're gonna do a little bit of core activation. I want you to get into a tabletop. And I want you to hold each of these poses for 10 seconds. So we're just gonna raise our right arm, squeezing, stretching as much as we can, while keeping our shoulders and our pelvis nice and square, as though we are in tabletop. Your body doesn't want to move, it's just that limb coming out, okay? Squeeze that belly button in towards the spine. Point that leg out, and you're gonna go for both legs as well. Notice my weight shifts a little bit, but I'm really trying to plant that leg and keep that hip nice and square. I don't wanna see people twisting or doing any of this, okay? Nice and square. 10 seconds on each limb. Then we're gonna go for opposite hand, opposite leg. Again, 10 seconds. And then opposite hand, opposite leg, 10 seconds. Imagine that someone's got a string that's pulling you top and bottom, keeping you nice and straight, nice and tight there. Then I want you to practice your jumping. So whether it's going from knees up into squat or your broad jumps, just have a little practice, a little play around with that before you get into your sets. All right, guys, that's it. See you soon. Bye.